This is Neil's on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy yourself some silver and some platinum while it's still affordable. And be kind, helpful, and grateful. Because you see, that's my attack clat sharpening her claws. Getting ready for anyone who doesn't buy any platinum. I'm going to send her on a world mission to scratch everyone that doesn't buy platinum. I'm just kidding, obviously. Anyhow, that's not what this is about. This is about a subscriber of mine and good friend, Jake's Custom Parts is what he goes by. Really likes bricks, and this is going to definitely make him happy. It is what it is. I see it differently, but everyone else is going to see it for what they want to see it as. So I'm going to bring you this report, seeing that I'm fair, balanced, and all this other crap. But long term, it's not going to be good for these guys. But for now, you got to cheer and whatever, and say, hey, good, dollar dying, yuan's coming up. But, long term, it's going to crush this country. But it's a news report for now. So we'll bring you the news report for now. Everyone break out your pom-poms. Who's on board with bricks? I have mine held ready for my time. And here's the report.
Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, a plenary session of Nigeria's House of Representatives called upon the Nigerian government and the Central Bank of Nigeria to hasten the adoption of the Chinese yuan as an alternative trading currency. The proposal was made by Mr. Jafaru Leko, a member representing the Bogoro Das,
About an hour old
federal constituency, Bauchi State. During his address, Mr. Jafaru Leko stated that the rate of naira depreciation is quickly becoming a source of concern because it affects every aspect of the economy. Leko pointed out that economic insecurity and uncertainty are direct consequences of the currency's poor performance. He admitted that the idea of the central bank diversifying the foreign exchange reserve currency originated with the International Monetary Fund, which named Nigeria as a prime candidate for the initiative. He also mentioned that the idea was feasible given that China was taking...
Just replay that and see who gave them the suggestion. And that's why I'm laughing at this whole thing being a short-term thing.
The lead in international trade as the global economy's dynamics continue to evolve. But why is Nigeria considering a pivot towards the yuan, given its long-standing use of the US dollar as a reserve currency? To understand this, we must first know that Nigeria's history with the dollar as its primary reserve currency stretches back to independence in 1960. Initially, a mix of sterling pounds and dollars held reserve status, mirroring colonial ties. However, as the dollar established itself as the global leader in the late 20th century, it gradually edged out the pound to become Nigeria's sole reserve by the 1970s. This reliance on the dollar brought both advantages and challenges. On the one hand, it provided access to international markets and boosted foreign investment. On the other hand, it exposed Nigeria to the whims of the U.S. economy, with naira depreciation mirroring dollar strength and exacerbating economic vulnerability during global financial crisis. This dependence also limited room for independent monetary policy, prompting recent conversations about diversifying reserve holdings to currencies like the yuan, seeking greater control over Nigeria's economic destiny. Besides reduced dependence on the US dollar, there are many other benefits Nigeria could enjoy by adopting the yuan as a reserve currency.
That is reduced, not eliminated the US dollar, but reduced use by taking like half of the US dollars out and replacing them with yuan. Reduced use, not eliminated use.
Nigeria-China trade has soared in recent years, and holding the yuan could facilitate more transactions between the two and potentially lower transaction costs. Additionally, Nigeria's yuan reserves could entice Chinese investors, boosting foreign investment and economic growth. Furthermore, increased yuan demand might bolster the naira against other currencies.
I just did a story on China where their millionaires and business owners are evacuating that country because the Chinese Communist Party is consuming their bank accounts and making them disappear. So that part of the story is a hollow shell,
adding a layer of stability to the nation's financial landscape. In essence, The yuan holds the potential to strengthen Nigeria's economic ties with China while fostering internal financial stability. Financial experts agree the yuan's potential adoption as a reserve currency by Nigeria isn't without potential drawbacks. For starters, its limited global acceptance weakens its stabilizing power for the naira. Also, as China's influence increases, holding the yuan might expose Nigeria to potential political and economic pressure, possibly influencing Nigerian policies. The yuan's own volatility could destabilize Nigeria's reserves, and implementing this shift itself presents complex challenges that might require complicated financial adjustments and infrastructure development. Essentially, experts say embracing the yuan is a gamble, demanding cautious consideration of potential pitfalls before diving in. Therefore, it is no surprise that after embracing the idea, Nigeria's House of Representatives rightly directed its committees on banking regulations, banking, and other ancillary institutions to communicate with the Nigerian Central Bank to investigate the necessary partnerships, policies, and mechanisms for the adoption of the yuan.
And there you go. That's pretty much the story. It's not happened yet. And thank God the experts told them to look for the pitfalls, because if they look 2 years in the future, there's going to be major pitfalls with the yuan. But as for now, it could be something they could do short term, 12, 18 months, 24 months, help them out. But it'll take that long to get it adopted, so it's probably not going to happen. But it's still a news story. Sorry to put my negative Nancy part to the end of it, but it's more facts than negative Nancy. If China's not going to be around in a couple of years, the CCP, then the yuan's not going to be worth crap. And if you watched any of my videos on BRICS and the CCP and all of their infrastructure failures, and along with everything else they got going on, you'll realize they're not going to be anything. But anyhow, you guys enjoy this news. Leave a comment down below if you think I'm full of crap, and have a nice night and Merry Christmas.